So this one, a buddy of mine sent me a kind of just a PDF of a CAD file that he had designed, and this is for a target frame. And I had to figure out how to use all my different tool paths over here. And I don't know, we'll see how it cuts. I haven't cut it yet, but these are pockets that'll go 1/4 of an inch deep. These are all cut throughs completely. And then this whole center section gets cut out, and then this should be a 1/4 inch ledge, and then the whole outside gets cut. So I had to do it in a couple different steps here to try to figure out the right way to do it. I'm going to throw some wood on there, and we're going to get filming. I just need to save my G code. In fact, let's take a look at the simulation real quick. So it looks right. This is all coming through. Those aren't all the way through. There's a pocket right here. Yeah, so you can see that there's a ledge here. So plastic, like chloroplast board is going to sit there. These are handles that go all the way through, so that's good. That got cut. These are mounting holes. So it looks like, yeah, it looks like everything is going to be good. So yeah, let's save this G code. Let's find my drive. Where is it? There it is. All right, and we're gonna do target. All right, let's head over to the machine and see how this baby cuts. All right, here's where we are at. So I've got some 3/4 inch outdoor rated plywood that I need to cut that into. The problem is my buddy told me this side has to be facing up, and it's warped. Not a lot, but enough that I can't use. I tried putting double stick tape all around it, and it's bent enough that I just can't get any adhesion. So for better or worse, I've gone ahead and sunk 4 screws into the corner. I am 99% sure that my path will not cross those screws, but I'm definitely gonna need to keep an eye on it. I'm still figuring out how to do this stuff. I tried using clamps, but whenever I use clamps in the corners, like this cut's going to take most of this board. That thing keeps hitting my clamps, and I can't figure out how to get that past my clamps. I don't know. I feel like an idiot sometimes. But anyway, those of you that know what you're doing, feel free to laugh at me. Let's get this loaded into the system here. So we're going to go ahead and first let's get the file in. So where is it? Target. I have no idea how long this is going to take. We'll see here. 23 minutes. That's not bad. I went ahead and did it faster with 1/4 inch so that it could. I don't really have any small cuts, so I figured 1/4 inch would do a better job. I do need to probe this thing though. So let's get that over here. Oh, and I need to change my Imperial. Now go to probe. This needs to come up for now. Okay, 1/4 inch. All right, let's probe this. I guess in a perfect world I'd have a vacuum board, but I ain't getting a vacuum board anytime soon. So look, I've got my safety glasses. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I am, let's call it cautiously optimistic. But let me turn this on. Alright, well, we're going to stay real close to the button on this one. Alright, we'll check back in a couple minutes here. Alright, well, it's getting the center cut just fine. So that's good. And it's putting in the ledge that we talked about. So baby steps. It's going to be getting to the outside where I get worried about it, but we'll see what happens here. Right. We got more handles going in. So you can see there's the mounting slots and the handles. It's cutting one here. So it's doing a good job so far. We have some trouble here. I'll explain when it's done cutting, but you can see where I physically screwed some washers down here and here. Something got out of order when I put in the tool path, and I almost had a disaster. But it's still looking good, and I'll explain the rest when we're done here. All right, so there it is done. So what happened? Well, I made these pocket cuts in the corner, but I did them after I did the outside cut. So because the outside frame here is what was anchored down with screws, right? So I had screws holding it down. Once this line was cut all the way around, this thing was going to be free floating, and then it still had to come back and cut these pockets. So I paused. What I did is I paused this while it was in the middle of cutting the outside frame. I paused it and went and grabbed a couple washers and screwed down through the hole that was here and in the back corner so that I didn't damage the work product, and the bigger washer just applied enough pressure so that it could come back and then do these pockets where they were supposed to. So I'm really happy with that, but thank goodness I was here watching it. Otherwise, I think these pockets and these corners here could have been a disaster, because this whole thing would have been doing this since there was nothing to hold it down. So anyway, let me get this thing all taken out, and I'll show you what the finished thing looks like. One last thing to note, I don't have any radiused edges here. He didn't specify that he wanted them, and I'm assuming he's just going to knock the corners down to a little bit of sandpaper on some of these edges. I still don't know how to do this 100% with radiused corners. I'm pretty sure I could figure it out, but I did not try it because I don't want to mess with it without asking him. But you know what the heck? I'll leave it bolted down. My zeros are all still good. Let me give him a quick call and see what he says. Well, he said go ahead and try. So I've got this 90-degree like carving bit. I went ahead and just ran a quick program. Sorry I didn't record that part. But basically I just told it to come in on the line and do a 1/8 of an inch cut around. I think that's going to be enough. So I just need to reset my bit and my probe and see what happens here. So I have gone back to using the wrenches. Some people have commented and said this red button's really weak and can break the spindle. So I've gone ahead and gone back to using the wrenches, which is fine. All right, let's get our probe on here. Okay. And I'm going to have to raise this up again. Now I cracked my sucket boot, so it's not vacuuming the best right now, but it's doing the job. All right. Probe. Okay, so we are reprobed. Let me load up the new program, and we are going to see how this actually works, because I'm a little curious. Alright, get that out of the way, and let's get our socket back on. There's that. Let's get some eyes and ears on. All right, well, let's have some fun with this. Actually doing a pretty good job. We'll check back in 3 minutes. Well, some things are better left. I don't know. I shouldn't have done the bevel. It worked fine, but there was such little room around this pocket that this one up here, actually, part of the pocket popped off. So you can see right up at the top there. It won't really affect the operation, but visually this sucks. It also accentuated so he did this in a CAD program, and when I imported it, it actually made it slightly polygonal. Same thing with these. And I didn't realize that I had to redo his squares, but I didn't think about the circles, and I should have redone my own circles because they're not perfectly circle, and so the bevel has sort of accentuated that as well. So, you know, I mean, this is a test project for him anyway, and we're going to be doing some more of these, but, you know, lessons learned, and, you know, the bottom line is sometimes you're better off just leaving it how it was. But I'm glad we know what it looks like when it's done like this, so if he wants to do it in the future, we know to say no. So anyway, let me pull this off and we'll take one final look at it. All right, here we go. There's the, oops, sorry, I hit the camera. Here's the final product. So there will be a small piece of this Corex or Coroplast that will be cut, and it will fit right down inside of this ledge, and he's going to screw down a couple little retainer clips to it. So that'll work really nicely for that. It's got some carry handles here. You know, just needs to get some of the hard edges just roughly sanded, and then it'll be fine. Otherwise, we are all good to go. My pockets fit perfectly. In fact, I'll show you. So these are what it's for. These fit right down here in the pockets, and then they just get screwed in. So there's one in each corner, and otherwise it's all good. So thanks for watching. You guys have a good one. We'll talk later.